Hello, everyone, and good evening, and welcome to Building on Tezos. It's really nice to join us today and see what we can do with walt.id and Tezos. And yeah, with that said, let's dive right in and see what we have on our agenda today and who will be partaking in this webinar. So we have Matthias from Tezos, which will do the introduction to Tezos, and also Walid from the walt.id team, who will do the demo at point 5 in the agenda. So with that, I welcome Matthias from Tezos and doing the Tezos introduction.
Yeah, hello, and thanks for having me, and welcome everyone. So I'll do a very quick introduction to Tezos, but first I'll introduce myself. My name is Matthias. I work for Nomadic Labs, one of the companies that work on the Tezos, and in particular works on research and development on the Tezos core protocol. And I'm in charge of training at Nomadic Labs. So I'll talk very quickly about Tezos and the key properties of this blockchain when compared to other blockchains. So one of the key aspects when Tezos was created was really a focus on security, which was done in multiple ways. So as you may know, Tezos has been a blockchain that has really been built from scratch. I mean, of course, inspired by all kinds of previous research and developments, but it's really its own blockchain with its own core protocol, own language, etc. And when doing the designs for those, we really focus on security and basically finding ways to avoid bugs, making it possible to use formal verification to ensure the security of the protocol. And another key aspect, and of course, it's a blockchain that allows you to develop smart contracts, and the smart contracts themselves are based on a language that reinforces security. Another particularity of Tezos is that the governance of Tezos is really involving the whole community. And by that, we mean that the changes that we make to the Tezos protocol are voted on-chain. So it's basically on-chain governance. There's a whole protocol with different phases that people follow to propose. Anyone can propose a new version of the protocol, of adding new features or making changes to some of the properties. And the whole community votes on the changes. And when the community votes, the new version is set up automatically according to the schedule. So that makes it very easy for Tezos to evolve, and it's been evolving with 13 different versions that have already been built since Tezos was created. And that's really another part of this idea, is that it's really easy to upgrade. We don't need to fork every time we need to upgrade to a new version. Even when you change the whole, for example, the whole consensus mechanism of the whole blockchain, this can be done seamlessly without having to stop the blockchain, without having to fork, etc. So it makes it really easy to upgrade, and with a schedule that makes the evolution quite fast and regular. Just recently, we had some new changes, and especially for scalability, which I will talk about in a few seconds. Another key aspect of Tezos from its beginning is that it was one of the first blockchains based on proof of stake. From the very first white paper, it was really thought about a proof of stake algorithm that makes it very environmental friendly. And we see that it was the right choice since many blockchains now follow this trend and adopt proof of stake. And last but not least, it's a very scalable platform. We are really adding new features and layer 2 features with the addition of smart rollups that is being deployed at the moment. And that really make it possible to have a very large number of transactions per second and support all kinds of applications on the blockchain. So yeah, we're doing a lot of works at Nomadic Labs and others to really keep improving this blockchain, adding new features and make it more suitable for a larger number of applications. So some of the use cases on Tezos. Tezos is one of the big blockchains for NFTs, in particular for art. A lot of artists like to publish their art NFTs on Tezos, and we have platforms for generative art like FX Hash. But there's also a lot of brands that use Tezos as a way to give NFTs to their community and increase brand recognition. Another topic, of course, is decentralized finance and tokenization, with a number of projects in this field, including real estate tokenization and a number of lending protocols and various number of tokens. We also present in gaming with one of the leaders in the world for gaming, Ubisoft, building their games on Tezos with a Quartz platform. But we also have more specific blockchain-oriented games like Togami or Tezotopia. So lots of possibilities in gaming. We are just at the beginning of what's possible, and Tezos is really developing a lot on that. We just have recently a new SDK for Unity that came out, and that allows game developers to add Tezos and blockchain features to their game. And of course, we have other topics like decentralized identity, certifications, and more that you can do with Tezos. So Tezos is really decentralized, and that's one of the features I didn't list, but it's really at the core of what Tezos is. It's very decentralized, and we don't compromise on decentralization. And the ecosystem itself is very decentralized. There's no one entity that controls everything. There's really all kinds of entities. Some are regional representatives all around the world, in France, where I'm from. But we also have in USA with Tezos Common, in India or Asia, Brazil, Africa. We have different representatives everywhere that really help develop the communities in different areas. We have a number of entities that contribute to the core development of the protocol. So Nomadic Clubs that I'm representing is one of them, but we also have in France Marigold, in UK Trilitech, and we have others like Teredes, Oxide Alpha, or Dilambda that all contribute to each new version of the protocol and contribute to proposing changes. Finally, we have many entities that create tools to help developers build on Tezos. One of them is BakingBud that creates explorers, indexers, etc. Papers develops wallets and other tools. We have language companies that develop a number of different languages. On Tezos, you have a choice of high-level languages that you can use. SmartPy, if you like to develop using Python-inspired language. Archetype, that is really focused on making contract very easy to develop, but also with a focus on formal verification. So Archetype is a language that includes the possibility to automatically verify some of your contracts, some properties of your contracts. And then we have LIGO by Marigold, which is a language that is available in multiple flavors, including Camel and TypeScript flavors of the language. So different variations on the syntax of LIGO. And then we have other tools to help you build dApps, like the Kito from Ecad Lab or Factory from the Functory team. And of course, finally, we have tons of applications from marketplaces to games to oracles to all kinds of tools built around Tezos. And a lot of those entities are supported by the Tezos Foundation, which basically collected funds during the ICO and then is helping manage these funds and in supporting all the entities through a grant program that anyone can apply to. If you have a great project on Tezos, you can contact the Tezos Foundation and apply for a grant. Or you have a number of bounties, which is really specific project that we are hoping that people can develop, and then you can look at the bounties and develop one of them and get compensated for it. So that's it for the quick introduction for the ecosystem. If you really want to learn more about Tezos, I recommend you to go to Tezos.com, where you have a more general presentation about everything related to Tezos. But for deeper learning about how to join the network, how to become a baker, and how to develop your own smart contracts and dApp, I recommend you go to opentezos.com. That has a lot of learning resources. Another possibility is that you can take part in free training sessions that we organize approximately once a month. The next one is going to be this Thursday, and there's another one in April. If you're interested, you can register. We'll share the link in the comments. And of course, for any questions, you can contact me at training@nomadicclubs.com. And really don't hesitate if you have any questions about Tezos. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Matthias, for this quick overview of the Tezos Foundation and also showing the different characters of the blockchain and also the seamlessly upgradable key property is, I think a really big one, and also the thought leader, and makes it possible to really iterate faster also. And that's, I think, really a really nice thing about Tezos and also this idea you just said with the Unity is bringing now games also onto the Tezos blockchain, which is, I think, is one of the next big use cases or end use case also for where bringing in more of the web 2 users, I think. So as a next session, let's go back to our agenda, where we have the introduction to walt.id. Then we will look a bit deeper into the project and the partnership between Tezos and walt.id. And then we have a hands-on look at how you can build on Tezos using the walt.id tools. So launch NFTs, deploy them, verify them, and also log into Web2 apps using them. And then at the end, we have the Q&A. So let's jump into introduction to walt.id. So we think about ourselves as an enterprise-grade open source infrastructure tooling for developers. As you see here in the middle, you have this big walt.id layer, and at the bottom you have the different technologies which are now developed, like tokens, NFTs, certificates, trust services, secure storage, blockchain, smart contracts, keys, signature, encryption, you name it. And on top you have all the applications. And they use simple to use APIs. So we abstract away this technology at the bottom, give developers easy APIs and SDKs so they can build Web3 use cases and apps, but also Web2 enterprise infrastructure and apps, because we don't want to forget about all the apps which are already out there, which could utilize this new technology and build other solutions or make things better on their current stack. So let's zoom in a little bit on this walt.id layer and what's behind it. So that's our product setup. We have the SSI-Kit, which helps you with self-sovereign identity SSI. We have the NFT-Kit, which helps you with non-fungible tokens. Then we have the wallet-Kit, which helps you make any app into a wallet for SSI or NFTs. Then we have the storage kit, which helps you with zero trust data storage. And then we have the IDP-Kit, which we think about as a bridge to the Web2 world, where you can easily enable login with NFTs and login with SSI into current solutions. So let's go a bit deeper here. First of all, the SSI-Kit. So what does it do? It helps you digitize credentials. So you can create them, verify them, and have users store them. And then on the next level, we have the NFT-Kit. So what does it do exactly? It helps you create NFTs, so create smart contracts, deploy them, then verify NFTs from those smart contracts, and enable also the viewing capabilities of NFTs. Then the wallet kit, which makes it easy for you to create a wallet for users, integrate it into your app or extending another app for identity, so keys and credential management, as well as the capabilities for viewing NFTs and managing them. The storage kit, which gives you the zero trust data storage layer with different data sharing capabilities. And then the IDP-Kit, which is this Web2 bridge, where you can enable login with NFTs and login with SSI in current Web2 auth solutions. So it's based on the OIDC standard, which means you can integrate it with any tool which is based on that standard. So let's say Auth0 or Firebase or Keycloak, you can use those tools. So if you already have a Web2 app and you use one of those tools, you can spin up the IDP-Kit, connect it, and you have login with NFTs and login with SSI. You can configure what kind of checks should be made, and then you're good to go, which we will also see later on our Tezos NFT example during the demo session. So now we have all this great tech and these different products, but the question is, how can I use them? And we have two different paths you can go. So we are open source and we will always stay open source. So you can take our tools, tweak them and make whatever you want with them. But if you want an even easier experience and a faster go-to-market, you can choose our cloud platform, which we're currently developing. So it's still not out, but we are working on it. And then you have peace of mind and you can start right away. So now we know what we do and how you can use it. And let's now dive a little bit deeper into the topic of today, which is Tezos and walt.id. So the project, what is the goal behind this project? It's to help developers build NFT solutions on Tezos with ease using REST APIs or SDKs for Kotlin and Java. And how do we enable that? It's with great tools. And those great tools are the NFT-Kit, which will help you with the contract creation, the NFT verification, and the NFT management. So the distribution of the NFTs. Then the wallet kit, which helps your users to view their NFTs, and the IDP-Kit to bring this tech to the Web2 world and to apps which are already out there. And all of the functionalities will be then available through our REST APIs, which we will see soon, and as a direct dependency for Kotlin and Java. So let's jump directly into it, hands-on, and see how it looks and how easy it is to start using Tezos with walt.id tools. So please welcome to the stage Walid from the walt.id team, who will do the demo and is also the mind behind the product and the development of for this Tezos project.
Thanks, Domino. So to begin with, I will introduce myself. So I am Walid Kemiri, and I am the NFT lead at walt.id. And today I will make some demo to how to use our products. I will share my screen. So as Tomino said, that our NFT-Kit, it is used via SDPI or via sample as library from Java or Kotlin code. So to begin with, the NFT-Kit, it is an NFT infrastructure for developer. It abstracts all NFT management via sample calls. So we will take an example. If you are a developer or an engineer and you are developing a decentralized application and you have some NFT aspects in your application. So you will need to have multiple tasks to add, to implement the NFT non-fungible token pair. You need to check out which NFT standard used in that ecosystem. For today in Tezos, the FA2 standard is used to build NFTs on Tezos. You need to implement an NFT2 smart contract or to find some audited implementation and directly use it. You need somehow to write some code to compile and deploy your smart contract. You need also to write some code to make some calls to your smart contract function. As you say, there is multiple aspects you need to deal with them. So the NFT-Kit, it will take care all of that, and you will make all this stuff via sample calls. And I will now explain you how to do it. So as you can see here, this is the first API that lets you deploy a new NFT smart contract in Tezos. And we will try to use it. So I will, for the purpose of this demo, I will use the GhostNet, which is a testnet network in Tezos. And you need to add a couple of parameters here. You need to add the owner of the smart contract. And you need also to add the smart contract type. In our implementation here, we have two types, single and multiple. If you are familiar with Ethereum ecosystem, the single is somehow based on the philosophy of ERC 721, and for multiple is based on the ERC 1155. And you can see our documentation for more details. And then we execute that. So the NFT-Kit, it will take to have our default implementation of the smart contract that you can see them in our GitHub, and it will deploy that to the Tezos network. As a response, we will have the contract address and also a URL that we can use it to browse the smart contract deployment. This is the smart contract explorer of Tezos. And as you can see here, that this transaction a few seconds ago, and we originate the smart contract. So as you can see, with one sample REST API calls, you will deploy your smart contract. After that, the second step is to add a mentor. So somehow the smart contract implementation is based to add an account which is able to maintain new NFTs. So for now, there is no account that can deploy NFTs in the deployed smart contract instance. So if we go here and we make that our smart contract is in Ghostnet chain, this is the smart contract address, and I will add the parameter here, which the mentor account. I will take it. So this account is able now to, we will execute, and after I will check out. Here I will take our smart contract. So we need here to choose the Ghostnet, the contract address, and then we need add to the mentor address. One moment, I will take it from here. Oh, I'm sorry, just one moment. I will I use wrong owner first of all. Just the transaction here is we wait for the transaction to be mined by the miner to be added to the next block. We have this smart contract, and as you can see here, we have this mentor address. And when execute, I will just here. So as you can see here, we have the operation hash. So we can also browse this transaction in the smart contract explorer. As you can see here, that we call this add mentor with this parameter. And as we can see here, the changes that exist in the Tezos ledger. As you can see, we add a mentor. After that, now we are able to add new NFTs. So this is a rich API developed by walt.id that let you maintain new NFTs. So our smart contract exists in the Ghostnet testnet. So this is our smart contract address, and this is a couple of parameters. We need here to add, as you know, the NFTs is composed of two main pairs, the token and the metadata. So we need here to add the token metadata, and there is two options to add that. First of all, we have directly an IPFS, so the metadata is already added to IPFS, or let the NFT-Kit take your JSON data and add it to the to IPFS, and then use that to maintain your token. In the purpose of this demo, we will use directly an IPFS link. We need here to add token ID. This is must be empty, and here we will take to who we will mint this new token. So the owner of the NFTs, or to which account we will mint these NFTs. And then we make execute. And so a new transaction prepared by the NFT-Kit and propagate it to Tezos network. And also we wait for the transaction to be mined and added to the next block. And as you can see here, we can browse this link. And as you can see here, we call the mint function on that smart contract with this parameter. And as you can see here, the changes made it to the storage. After showing these three APIs, we can also get the NFT metadata and fit that. So we choose here costnet, the smart contract address, and the token ID. And the NFT-Kit, it will fetch you the NFT metadata. And as you can see here. And if your smart contract have some metadata, you can make call to this API. As you can see here, the NFT-Kit abstract multiple aspects about NFTs. This is the first part of these APIs. We have also another part, which is the NFT verification, which allow you to build more advanced use cases. The first API is used to let you somehow the NFT-Kit check out if a particular NFT is owned by a particular account. For example, we will take the minted NFTs that exist on Ghostnet, which have the smart contract address with this token ID. And we will take the owner of that token. And the NFT-Kit will check out that and will make a true response because actually this account owns these NFTs. And if we take another account, and we will get a false response because it doesn't own these NFTs. We have another API also to check out if an account have a particular NFTs, have NFTs in a particular collection, but not a specific NFT. And also we can check out that Ghostnet, this smart contract address, and we will take this account. This account actually have NFT in this collection, and we have to response. And if you choose here another account that doesn't have an NFT in that collection, so you get a false response. And there is also another API that allows you to verify the ownership of the NFTs, but also you can verify some attributes metadata. If we go here, as you can see, this is the NFT metadata, and the NFT metadata is resolved via IPFS to JSON. And as you can see, this is the metadata JSON. So in this API, you can verify the ownership of the NFTs and also to verify one of these attributes. So for example, we will check out if this the name background here is equal to that value. And I will take the same smart contract and same account. We must have a true response. Oh, okay. In Ghostnet, so as you can see, we have two response. For example, if we change that to purple one, for example, so we'll have false because it's not have this value. And we have a more advanced verification using Open Policy Engine. And so you can program any policy using Lego code and then apply this policy to an NFT metadata. I will explain you what I mean. In this API, I will add a new policy. And as you can see here, this policy based on Rico code. If you are, it's like somehow a language that let you describe your policy, somehow like SQL that let you write code to describe what you want to query. Here, it is Rego is like SQL. It is a language that lets you program what you want to verify and to program your policy. And for the NFT-Kit, you can add a new policy. And this policy with name policy 3. You can have the list of this policy. And as you can see, the third policy, this is what we add now. And then you can apply this policy to an NFTs. So I will take our NFTs that here with frequency 0, and we want to apply this policy. So here, this policy 3 that we are programmatizing Rego, we will apply and execute that policy against the NFT metadata of that NFTs. And here we have a true. You can develop more other policy, and we can have another NFTs, and we apply that NFTs to that policy, and we get the false response. OPA, Open Policy Engine, let you build more advanced use cases. Now I will go to another part, which is our wallet kit that lets you to display in a user interface your NFTs. For example, I will here connect to my Tezos account. I will choose my second account here in my wallet. And then, as you can see, with this account, I don't have any NFTs in the Tezos mainnet. I will choose another network. I choose here Ghostnet. And as you can see here, I have a list of my NFTs in that network. And if I click here, I can browse the details of that NFTs. The token ID, the standard in which network, and even I can see the transaction in the Tezos block explorer, the minting transaction. So this is our main aspects of our wallet, and even you can look at. Now I will go to explain the IDP-Kit. Just one moment. So our IDP-Kit, it is an identity provider, which is you can use it to use it as NFT ownership verification. So you allow access to some services based on the ownership of some NFTs on any particular collection in Tezos blockchain. So here we will take a sample client application. We developed by walt.id. Just one moment, I think. So imagine that this platform that offer some services, and you allow the access to those services based on the ownership of some NFTs. So you need to log in via the ownership NFT ownership verification. So we can use the IDP-Kit to do that. So I click sign in. Here I will sign in with NFTs. The client application will redirect me to the IDP-Kit. The IDP-Kit, he will connect me to that page to connect to my Tezos wallet. And I have this account. I may connect. I assign some message. And then IDP-Kit it will take to make some aspects. And as you can see, I do the verification based on the ownership of some NFTs in a particular collection. And in the IDP-Kit, in the configuration files, there you define which collection you want to make the verification with. I make sign out. I can also try to sign in with another account that doesn't have these NFTs. And as you can see, try signing in with different account, because this is failed because this account doesn't have an NFTs in the defined collection in the configuration file of the IDP-Kit. So this is based, when we click here, sign in with Ethereum, the process is based on OpenID Connect. So from the client application to the IDP-Kit is based in the OpenID Connect standard protocol. Here, when we click connect with Tezos, this is based on sign in with Tezos. I think that all we know that not your keys, not your coins. So first of all, we need to verify your account via sign in with Tezos. So here, when I connect with this account, I have to sign a message. After that, the IDP-Kit will verify that the signature of the message is correct, and then he will check out the account and to try to figure out if he owns some NFTs in the defined collection in the configuration files of the IDP-Kit. After that, he will make response to the client application, which is based on the OpenID Connect protocol. And also, there is another aspects in our IDP-Kit that you can somehow activate OPA policy verification in the IDP-Kit. So you do two verification, the NFT ownership verification, and then you can apply the NFT metadata applied against a policy. So you do the two-step verification or one-step verification, and this is configured via the IDP configuration file. That's all. I think that somehow demonstrated the main feature and functionalities developed by us with Tezos blockchain, which is a great tool that allows you to build more advanced use cases.
Yeah, awesome.
The floor is yours.
Thank you, Walid. It was super awesome to see like all the different angles we have, and also I find it super amazing to see like with a few API calls what you can do, and that you can build out your use case really fast, because you don't need to figure out all those different things and how they are interacting. You just use those few API calls Walid just showed, and you're good to go, even going into the Web2 world. So let's say you have a Web2 app and you want to leverage NFTs, you can deploy them easily and then integrate them into your tools if you use an ORDC compliant identity provider. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel or build something out yourself. You can just take our IDP-Kit and then implement it as Walid showed, and make a few configuration changes, and you're good to go. So I think that's pretty amazing.
Yes, exactly. And you focus in developing your business logic and not to focus on another aspect. So we abstract all these difficult things related to blockchain, and now you can just focus on developing your business logic of any client.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's jump right in because we're running out of time. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat already while we're going through the last slides and give you some last context. And yeah, so at the end, we will also share the slides. So you'll find everything and can go through it again. We have also links on the different slides, so you can go directly to the different sections, either the NFT-Kit for deployment and minting and verification, or the IDP-Kit for the Web2 flow. So let's bring that up again. So what does this mean for you as a developer? You can start today building and deploying your custom logic. And we have the documentation, and here at the bottom you see get started. So if you click that, you can go right to our documentation. We have guides and tutorials for all those things Waleed just showed you. And so you can get up and running and have a real use case where you can learn the different parts which go into building out a whole end-to-end flow. So what's next? It's, you need to join our Discord, obviously, because there's the magic. There it happens. So if you have any questions, you can reach out. You can connect with others who are also building on Tezos. So make sure to join our Discord and get the latest updates on all the different things we are doing. And so one last thing is our newsletter. So where we send out our monthly updates. That you can also join, so you make sure you don't miss anything. But also on the Discord, there's everything happening. So if you have that, you're good to go. And so with that, we have the Q&A session. I just checked the comments. So far, there are no questions, but let's wait another few minutes and then otherwise we wrap it up. And when you join our Discord, you can also ask us there or reach out to Matthias, where we also shared the training at nomadiclabs.com email. I think you can reach out there or join also the training sessions for smart contract development and go to really deep into the different, into the details of building out your custom smart contracts. So I think there's nothing coming in. So with 2 minutes to spare, I would say, thank you, Matthias, for joining us today and giving us this introduction to Tezos and also sharing the learning resources. That's super awesome.
Thanks a lot to you. And then it was a great presentation, and I think a great product to help people build their applications on top of Tezos. So thanks a lot.
Cool. Thanks a lot also. And Waleed, a great demo and showing all the things and the mind behind the product. So if you have any questions there, you can also contact him directly or on Discord and tag him. So he will definitely then can help you build out your use case. So the last link then is the slides. And of course, the most important thing, click the subscribe button at the bottom. So you are also up for other live events and also video tutorials around Tezos and other blockchains and the identity space. And with that said, thank you all for joining us today. Have a great evening and happy building.
Thank you.